get some calls in early and all that good stuff so I can hear from the fam. Um, First thing I want to talk about, boy, there's a new beef with Nicki Minaj. Y'all seeing this social media stuff now? Nicki Minaj is beefing with the artist SZA. Now they are beefing with each other. Well, it looks kind of one-sided. SZA said something, and I don't know. Nicki seemed like she kind of instigated. I don't know where all this stuff is coming from, but Nicki is beefing with new or different artists, it seems, on the regular basis now. So what's going on with that? Why was she beefing with SZA now? And then she's taking shots talking about Nicki saying how she's a bigger artist and her tour, one of her tours, grossed more. Because SZA, she was on the tour with Kendrick, and that's killing the game. And I think SZA had her own tour that grossed around 100 million, from what I understand. So they're throwing numbers out there, and some of the fans are getting involved. So this is real interesting. But my thing is, why is Nikki? Because I got a bigger question. Why does it seem that Nicki Minaj, who's Trinidadian, she's a Trinidadian immigrant, right? I know she's Trinidadian, but she didn't she immigrate here when she was like a kid, family? Where's some of the barbs? Do we got any barbs in here? We had a sassy Drake fan in here, so we had a sassy gangster Drake fan. I know we got a sassy Barb up in here. Any of y'all niggas Barbs? Any of y'all niggas running around here with the Chung Lee shirt on or whatever? Do we have any Barbs in here? Um, so look, Nikki, it seems that Nikki has an issue. She's always primarily beefing with foundational Black American artists. Does that seem like a pattern? I mean, she was beefing with Jay. Now Jay is FBA. Isn't somebody Caribbean though in Jay's family? Is it in somebody? One side is possibly Caribbean, but Jay is FBA from what I understand. Um, Even she's beefing with SZA. SZA's half FBA. I know her mother is Cameroonian, I think. Right? SZA's mother is Cameroonian. And I like SZA. But yeah, I think she even admitted on one of her Twitter posts that she was a descendant of slaves. She's a descendant of slaves here. So she's admitted that. But I knew something else was going on because I saw an old picture of SZA and she was performing somewhere and she was like, it was like a still shot and she was performing and she had her bundles in her hair and she was turning her hair a certain way and they caught her hair turning and you can see that kitchen. She had a kitchen under her bundles, and I said, "Wait a minute, that's not an FBA kitchen. She might be mixed with something. She might be mixed with something else." So I think that kitchen was the Cameroonian side. That kitchen, it was heavy. That kitchen was real heavy. And I know some FBA sisters, they don't let that kitchen go down like that. Yeah, that's the Cameroonian side. But that kitchen was, yeah, that kitchen was straight from the motherland right there. And yeah, FBA sister, somebody FBA would have got a flat iron or something and got to her. So yeah, so she's FBA on her dad's side. Yeah, her mom and them didn't do nothing with that kitchen, but I like SZA. Um, but yeah, Nicki Minaj, she's beefing with FBA artists all the time. She's beefing with Megan. Remember, she's beefing with Lil Kim. You see? And she beefs with her fellow Caribbeans. I think she was doing something going against Cardi B at one point. But this is interesting. We have to unpack this. I like to look at the deeper connotations in this. Because see, right now, we got to understand, like in the music industry, there's a lot of competition and there's perceived threats to Nicki Minaj's legacy. Nicki was often hailed as the queen of rap for a minute. She was killing the game for a minute. Um, she's been in the game for like 15 years, a little longer than that, but I'm saying making platinum records and things like that. The Pink Friday thing came out 2010. So now she might be feeling that that career might be on the down trajectory, and you got so many other artists out here killing the game, getting real prominence out here. Oh yeah, and also yeah, Nicki was beefing with Remy. Ain't Remy FBA or half FBA at least? So eh, right now, does she feel like there's a challenging of her status? Huh? And all you know, she was already beefing with Rock Nation and Jay-Z, and I know that's tied into Lil Wayne and all that stuff. And I can understand that to a certain degree because, Nicki is clicked in with Drake and Jay-Z got clicked in with Kendrick and put Kendrick on that Super Bowl to basically drag Drake through the mud in front of a gazillion million people. So she might feel a certain way about that. She might feel some kind of personal loyalty to Drake, Young Money, Lil Wayne, and all that. Okay, that's somewhat understandable. That's somewhat understandable. And I think she was supposed to sign with Rock Nation early in her career, if I'm not mistaken, but she signed with Young Money. I think. But right now, there's a major cultural identity right now. Is Nicki Minaj feeling like an outsider in the American hip hop scene? You got Kendrick out here killing the game, rocking the American flags. The Clips is out here rocking the American flags. Beyonce, Jay-Z's wife, is rocking the American flags. And Megan, she's giving a nod to the lineage too, doing the Texas thing and all of that. So is Nicki feeling a certain way about that? Is there some personal struggles going on? Because the FBA cultural pride and this FBA renaissance, that's shifting the whole power dynamic in Black music right now. There is a massive wave of foundational Black American pride. And a lot of artists there embracing their lineage, man. There's cultural ownership going on. And some of these non-FBA artists, they might feel like they're being sidelined right now. Is Nicki feeling culturally isolated? Or is she feeling threatened as the conversation moves away from the Pan-African vibe and is going towards FBA lineage-based identity? And a lot of little things that Nicki has done, that's going to be a negative. Because remember, Nicki has done things that were very insensitive to our lineage, called her out about that. Remember, she would had that song "Looking Ass Nigga," and it was something with Malcolm X looking out of a window. That was the cover of it. That was looked upon as being disrespectful. Also, she had a line in one of her songs like, "Yeah, yeah, act like Rosa Parks and get your ass up." So people said, "Hey, that's not the business." She said, yeah, kick rocks. I'm gonna do it anyway." So that whole thing of disrespecting a lineage that's not yours, that's not going to fly because she was one of the people. I want y'all to remember this. When Michael B. Jordan was going through that Jorvay controversy and the Trinidadians were trying to gatekeep, she jumped in the mix, y'all. Y'all don't forget that. Nicki Minaj jumped into that and she was like, yeah, you should apologize. Yeah, just apologize. She jumped in with the gatekeeping. Oh, some of y'all might have forgot that. Look that up. Yeah, Nicki Minaj jumped in and put her little 2 cent in and tried to gatekeep, like, yeah, that's our thing, Michael, and just apologize, just apologize. She was on that type of vibe. I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but I'm like, oh, okay. And a lot of us was like, oh, okay. What we doing? We gatekeeping culture? Okay, cool.
And because of make this shit look easy. I make this shit look easy. I make this shit look easy. I see what I like, then I go out and get it. I make changes, that's why I'm different. I see it before it happens, that's vision. Telling myself I know I like